And we created the Salesforce ID. Log into our Salesforce ID. And abc.com 1224. So the password is same, mybox1224. And we can change this. Let's go for my profile. That's fine. We want to change some settings. Settings, I can change the personal. So our ID is 1224 6F at abc.com. Just refresh. So this is our ID. Now I need to write the programs. Go to your ID and then go for developer console. So if anyone missed any demo session like that, any recording if you want, and this you can go to YouTube. You can check that's then SFDC demo like that. Search here and you will find here says admin demo and the development demos are there. So you can watch this. For administration related, search for SFDC demo, admin demo, there's a development demos are there. Yes. Now I'll go for a developer console. So how to write the programs? So go to debug window, open execute anonymous window, and we are writing like this. Just integer I equal to 1 2 3, string s equal to Salesforce. Then you have to print this. While printing system.debug, this are writing I equal to JSON string concatenation, then you print I, s equal to yes. Then select this open log file, and to see the log file, the message is system.debug. So we are not displaying this message at the browser side. I am displaying message at the text editor. So open log, click export. And when you'll get the developer window, just minimize this. You'll get number of windows. That's a log. You open this execution log. Select debug only. You'll get I123 Salesforce. Fine. That's same. Go to debug, open execute anonymous window. I can make in the full screen. This window can be open in full screen, and this is a debug window where this is an Apex code window. So we have go to debug, open execute anonymous window. And if you want to write Visualforce pages and Apex programs that's object oriented, then go for new Apex class Visualforce page. That will come after 2 days. Now, before that we are doing all the OOPS concepts. For object oriented concepts, just to explain how the class, what is an object, that's all concepts. We're going for the debug window, and that's where typing. Make it full screen, and we're writing. So similarly I want to find that we have different types of operators are there, like how we do in other languages, the same arithmetic, relational and logical operators. So we have seen how we use arithmetic operators in the same fashion we can access. I want to find whether given number is even or odd. So how we will find even or odd? The number which is divisible by 2 and remainder you get 0, it's called a even number. So how will write it? So integer n equal to something. If I give 23 and check it an integer variable r, and r equal to n by 3. So I'll get n by 3 means I'll get quotient or remainder. N by 3, 23 by 3 means what will get? A remainder or quotient. Just adds, you get this quotient. Let's write it's q, and to access this, the remainder part, we'll write r equal to system dot math. It's a mod. So n by 2, n by 2. Now mod will returns what? The integer, that's in a remainder value. So then we'll write n comma 2. This returns a remainder. Then you can check it if r equal to double equal to 0. This is for comparing. So double equal to is for comparing. So if r equal to 0, then you can display system.debug n is n plus is even, else system.debug n plus is odd. Is it? Now I want to execute that. I can execute the piece of code. This piece of code I can select and click execute highlighted, and select this and click execute highlighted. So q variable does not exist q. You write integer r, then write q. Then select this, execute highlighted. So you'll get the code window. It's alt tab, you can see that displays a log file debug only, 23 is odd number. So that's all debug window, this one. It says debug, open Xcode, or you can press Ctrl E. Fine. In that sense, what is this? If I'm writing if. So ifs are, we have three types: simple if else, and nested if. If we write if within if, then it's called nested if. This what is if and else if you write if else. Only if you write it, then it's called simple if. Without else if you write it, that's called simple if. And else part you write if else, nested if within the if. If for example I want check it, I want find biggest among three numbers. So then how will write? Some integer a equal to 23, b equal to 56, equal to minus 78. Then so we need to compare. So to compare, first we'll check if a greater than b. That's if more than one line you write in the braces. So earlier I have not written any brace. If condition is true, I have not written any braces. So here I am writing the braces. If multiple statements are there, use in the brace. Writing in the brace. If a greater than b. So then you check it. If a greater than b, condition true means what does mean? A is greater than b, and then you need to check a is comparing with a greater than c. And then you can write its system dot debug. Which one is big? A is big. Else. This single statement means I don't require brace. If more than multiple statements, you write in the brace. So a greater than b, true, and then it go for a greater than c, true. If it is true, then a is big, else c is big. C is big. Similarly, if else part, the else part what will do? A greater than b, a greater than c, true, and then else part, what is that condition? A greater than b is false. If this condition is false, it goes to else part. If it is false means what does it mean? B is the big. A greater than b false means b is the big. So now b check. We compare with c. Then system dot debug. Which is the big? B is big. Else it is the big, C is the big. So A, B, C I'm checking. If it is true, A greater than B true. A is big, semicolon. C is big. And then execute this. B is big, semicolon. Does we require semicolon? Let B speak. Single quote. Okay, that's line 39. Okay, line 39. Select this. Q. Select this. I can execute the complete program or particular selection of this area. I can select it. Execute highlighted. Expect right curly bracket. Found else. A greater than B. So this is A greater than B, corresponding, else. This is extra brace. Is it? If it is single statement, if you want, you can write it. So this is the closing. This part is if greater than, and this is the else part. Okay, done. And select this. Execute highlighted. So execute highlighted. Alt tab. So to move between the windows, Alt tab. So debug only 56. Okay, like that we'll write the programs. If statement. This is called if statements. These are all called what we call decision statements. Decision statements. These statements are executed. The decision statements are executed how many times? Only one time. When condition is true or when condition is false, it will execute only one time. Is it? If condition is true, execute the statements, else execute the statements. But what about this? We have the loops. So what's the loops? Loops are used to execute statements more than once. Decision statements are executed only one time, but loops are executed for more than one time. So like example, you have for loop, while loop. Is it? So I want to print Salesforce 5 times. Then how will I write? System.debug Salesforce. I want to write 5 times. You have to type or you need to copy. Is it? That's one way. Copy. Okay, we need to write like this. Then you need to select this. Then click on execute highlighted. That's one way to execute 5 times the same. Alt tab. That's debug only. That's good. So instead of writing 5 times, there is another procedure. What? Take loops. So I want to execute the single statement. System.debug Salesforce. The same statement I want to execute more than once. There is same statement, that is same logic. You have to execute 5 times. Same logic you have to execute 5 times means then take loops. Loops are used to execute statement once. So how will write? So we'll make integer I equal to 1 while I less than equal to less than or equal to 5 and print system.debug and print I value. I equal to how much? Plus I. The first time I value becomes 1 and this loop is executed until this condition becomes false. If condition is true, a statement is executed. If this condition is true, system.debug is executed. Again, so what will the output for this? I value becomes 1, and 1 less than 5 true. Again 1 less than 5 true. It repeats continuously, I equal to 1 like that soon. Execute highlighted. This loop is executing continuously, I1 1. So the condition is not becoming the false. So you need to break the loop. We should not make this loop infinitely. System.limit exception. So it will not execute more than that time. Apex CPU time limit exceeded. That's the limit is. So you need to break that loops. We should not execute the same loop continuously. For particular condition, it should break it. So how to break the loop? Means you have to increment the value. I equal to I plus 1. Take the loop. Then select this I value and click execute highlighted. Alt tab and see the debug only. So we are printing 1 to 5. Alt tab. So this window. We are printing this value while loop. One to 5. Similarly, I can use for loop also. Can use do while, all the conditions are there. So integer. So we can for loop how will write? Take for integer I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I equal to I plus 1, and then system.debug I equal to plus I with single. This I value is 1. This is called installation. It's called installation. And this is called condition. And this will call increment. Installation, condition, and increment. Now to print 1 to 5 using for loop means here this is an installation part and this condition and this an increment, and once this condition is true, if this condition is true, it executes the system debug. Again checks the I value 1. It's 1 plus 1 2. 2 less than 5 true. So prints I equal to 2. This is concatenation. This plus is for concatenation of this I value equal to 2. Again 2 plus 1 3. 3 less than true 3 like that. So now execute this. Execute highlighted. Alt tab. Debug only. I can print this 1 2 4 5. To print 1 to 5 using its for loop. So here the installation, this installation works only for one time. And this is then condition. If condition is true, come down and increment. Again condition, again come down, like this it makes. To print 1 to 5 using that's in for loop. Then what is different between while and for loop? Difference between while and for loop. When you have to use for loop and when you have to use while loop. In while loop what happens? The statements installation, condition and increment or decrement are in separate statements. In while loop, we are writing the installation, the condition, increment are in separate statements. In while loop, increment, that's an installation, condition, and increments are in separate statements. But in for loop, where you'll write? In the for loop, we'll write in for loop we are writing single statement. Then what is the difference? What is the difference for and while loop, and when you have to use it? Yes. When you have to use it. So whenever you write the installation part at starting, and there is an installation, when you write installation starting, and if you write logics of 100-line statements, and then you write that increment at the end, then you go for which type? Then you write this loops. Then you write the while loop. So while loop where you write the logic and then you write at the end. But in the for loop what happens? The installation here, logic you are writing, and the increment decrement options you are writing. So in a single line I can see the logics. I can see the logic here, and the increment and decrement here you are writing this. So easy to understand what is an increment decrements and what is the installation part. That's only difference. So when you write 1000 lines of logic, somewhere you write the increments and the installation somewhere you write it. Then the procedure is to go for the for loops. Yes. Done. Similarly, I want to print the using it. I want like a table like structure. I want to print the values like 2 into 1 equal to 2, 2 into 2 equal to 4, like that. So I want to print it. Then how the procedure? How to print the values like this. So take this for loop, integer I equal to 1. How many times I require? 10 times. I less than 10. I equal to I plus 1 can be written as I plus plus, I plus plus. Like see how you write it, no? But and take the integer n value, integer n equal to like 2. That's 2 into 1, 2, 2 to 4, and 2 into 3, 6. Like that. So I want to write it. The integer n equal to 2, integer I equal to 1, like that. Now print it. System dot debug. So first what I require? 2. 2 where it is existing in n. That is, so write like n plus single quotation star plus, that is n into 1, 2, 3. So how you want to display? I plus equal to plus n into I. So n value is 2, concatenation into, so into symbol it is plus, plus I value is what? 1, and plus equal to and n into I. So 2 into 1, 2. Again becomes I value 2. Same 2 into 2 equal to 4, like that it displays. Now execute this statement, select this, execute highlighted. I want to see the debug alt tab. That's debug only. Now I can see this 2 into 1, 2, 2, 3 like that. So displaying the logic. That's listen, you can use for loop, you can use while loop or do while, anywhere you can write it. Done. So decision statements what you written. So this is an I equal to 1, this is what? Integer value integer variable, and this S is what? A reference string variable. Is it? So you are storing the address. So when you store an address, it's called reference. I'm not storing, that's Salesforce, somewhere it stores the starting address, will store it. And we have the arithmetic, logical, all the operators, plus, minus, less than, greater than, and are all we are using. The quotient, the remainder, it's like this. And to find the biggest, like this, we have written simple if else, nested if. If there is no else part, then you go simple if else is there, then it's called if else. If within the if is called a nested if. If block, again if write again one more if, it's called nested if. And there's a loops. So loops are used to execute this as sequence of statements. A collection of statements need to be executed particular number of times. So I less than 5 written. So this 5 times I need to execute this logic. That same for loop. So I can use for loop or I can use for loop to execute the statements. And then for. Now you come to arrays. What do you mean by array? How do you mean by an array? What is an array? And advantage. What's the advantage of array? What's an advantage? Yeah. What's an advantage of arrays?
Matrix. The matrix.
Jitter, shaker, storing more than one value of same kind. Yes. Same value I'm storing more than one time. Good. So more than one value with the same name you want to store it. So how we declare this arrays in Apex language? How we'll declare that we'll see. That's debug window. So we'll declare like same integer. So int array is what? Is collection of similar data type elements. Collection of similar data type elements. Why you collect them? Why you collect the array as a similar elements? So to process with a single variable name. To process, the advantage is to process with single variable name. Is it? I want to process some 10 variables like this. And how will declare? Will require integer a, b, c, d, e, f. I need to take 10 variables like this. Again I need to write a equal to 1, b equal to 2. So I need to write continuously this. Is it? Then I want to print it again. System.debug a, b, c, d. So I need to write this continuous. It's very difficult since it's all are same integer data types, but I'm taking different variable names. I'm taking different variable names. But here, when I go for arrays, what happen? I can declare a single variable name like integer a, new integer, array of 10. That's in subscript. So now it allocates the memory from, it allocates 4 bytes. Integer a array, new integer means it allocates integer block a of 0, a of 1, continuous to a of 9. Like that it allocates the memory. And how much memory it allocates? So each integer element occupies 4 bytes. Integer occupies 4 bytes. Then 4 into how many blocks? 10 blocks. So it allocates 40 bytes of memory continuously. Continuous memory allocation. So when you say a of new integer of a of 10, it allocates 40 bytes of memory. Since 10 into 40, 40 bytes of memory is allocated. Integer occupies 4 bytes, 4 into 10, 40 bytes. But it allocates memory continuously. I want to print the values, so I want to initialize the values. So how to initialize the values? We will declare like this: integer a, new integer of, we need to declare the size like this. You have to declare the size compulsory. Then give a of 0 equal to 1, a of 1 equal to 20, like this. Then I want to print the values in system.debug a of 1, 0, a of 1. A we declare that's this. Integer array variable a is what we can call as an integer array variable alt tab. Let's we require debug window. So open this debug window. Debug only. Pins 10. Execute anonymous window. I want to assign 10 values. Now I want to print them. So then I want to assign 10 values means assign 10 elements and print in reverse order. I want to assign 10 elements. So for I equal to, so first declare the memory integer array a, new integer 10. 10 memory blocks are assigned, 10 integer memory blocks are assigned. I want to assign the values for this. Now their values are null values. Now memory is allocated, 10 memory blocks are created, integer blocks are created, and they are null values. Now I want to print them. So before printing, I want to give the values. So integer I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus, and take a of I equal to I into 10. Is it? Array you declared and you are initializing the values. Now I want to print them. Take for integer I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus, system dot debug a of I, and prints the value. So first time I value is 0, it starts from 0. So array we need start with 0, and you can less than 9, less than 10, so up to 10. So 0 into 10 0, so you have 0 contains 0, I plus plus I value becomes 1, 1 less than 10 true. So 1 into 10 10, 10 assigns to a of 1, I value 2, 2 into letters. Now so I want to print in the reverse order. So how to print? For same integer I equal to, from where I need to start. So it can a no, a dot size you declare. Integer I equal to a dot size means what is the size? 10 elements. No, it starts from 10. So I greater than equal to 0, I minus minus, then print the value. Yeah, I. So first time I value size, yeah, a dot size. Size means what is the array size? 10 elements, it takes 10. Now I takes 10, at 10 size minus 1 I need to take. Since we are assigning elements up to where a of 9 only, up to 9 only we are taking, so we need to take like I equal to 10 minus 1, it becomes I becomes 9. So 9 greater than 0, true, so it prints a of 9. I minus minus, it's nothing but I equal to I minus 1, takes 9, 9 8, 8 greater than 0, true, it prints a of 8. Again 7, like that it prints. Take this, execute highlighted. Next, list of bounds. List index out of bounds 10, line 7, column 1. A dot size minus 1 at a bound. One check it here. I equal to, so we are starting where? Assigning the 0. That's a dot size minus 1. I less than 10. It's, we are printing from 0 to 9. We are given memory allocation how many? 10 only. But we need to print the values from 0 to 9 only. Same from allocation also from 9. A size means 10. 10 minus 1. Index starts at 0. It starts from 0. So 9 to 0 we are printing. So index starts from 0, I equal 0, I less than 10, and similarly 10 minus 1 happens. Execute highlighted. That's null tab, debug only. Now 0, 10, 20 to 90, again in reverse order 9 to 0. So we can print array elements. Okay, like that. Similarly, string. This is integer elements. Now I want to print string also. It's called string array. I can initialize an array like this. Integer array equal to new integer. I don't need to specify the size. I can use directly Salesforce, Visualforce, cloud computing. No, once you initialize, I cannot extend. It cannot be dynamic. The problem with arrays is arrays cannot be dynamic. Here. Now here you give an integer. See, when you give the values initialization like this, you are not giving the size. No need to specify the sizes here. When you arrays are initialized like this. Oh, this is a string type. It is string. It's a string array. It's an integer. You take integer. Equal to new integer. Like that, so write it. I want to print them. To print that, so you can write. I can print both at a time. See here, IAS is there for I equal to 1 and I want to print array A and array S also. So I less than A dot size, is it, or I value 0, start from 0. S dot size. System dot debug. Yeah, why? So I want to print A of I value. I of value, A of I. Single quotation brace space and then S of I, you can print it. S of I value. So I value 0, that's an integer. 0 less than A dot size and same S dot size, 0 dot S dot size, I plus plus, it prints us. If you don't want, you can remove this. Now check it. These are array initialization. So we are not giving the sizes here, see. Since the array elements you are giving, as per that array elements, it takes the size. Execute highlighted. Tab. Debug only. 10, 20, 30, Salesforce, Visualforce, like that prints. If I use something like 40, 50. So A dot size, it's 5 times. Now loop repeats 5 times. Execute highlighted. List array bounds in line of 5. So y means s of 5, it's not there, s of 5. 3 elements, a of size like that it prints. String and initialization. Array initialization. Done. That's one program. How to initialize an arrays. Similarly, I want to search an element. I want to search particular element in array, whether element is existing or not. Or I want to find the biggest element in an array. I'll declare an array a equal to new integer. I'm giving to find first element in an array. So I'll do to find the biggest element in an array, a new integer, square bracket 1234 minus 78 96. And I'll give, I want to find the biggest element in an array. I will find the biggest element. To find biggest element, how? We'll compare the first 12 element with 134. If it is greater than, interchange. Again, next element. Or right, that's I want to search. Not, you can go for heap sort, bubble sort also you can go. That's bubble sort. Swapping, that's the a of 0 and a of 1, a of 1 to a of 2, like that. So we'll go for the bubble sort algorithms you can use. And then first we'll compare 12. Let's take for integer I equal to 1, I less than a dot size I plus plus. Integer I equal to 1. So first what we'll doing, I'm checking the condition. If a of I greater than a of I plus 1, then you interchange the values. How to interchange the values? A of I value first time 0, a of 0 compare with a of 1, a of 0 plus 1, that's first time I value is 0. A of 0 is how much? 12. 12 greater than 134, it's wrong, so no interchange. Next, I value becomes 1. I value is 1. Now I value 1, that is 134. 134 compare with minus 78. So condition true. So this 134 should come to this location a of 2 value. So for that we'll write a temporary variable. How to interchange? Take a temporary variable, temp equal to, I want to interchange this minus 78 here and 34 here. So to interchange temporary variable, what's this 134, you make it in temporary variable, that means a of I, and in the a of I position value I require a of I plus 1, and this a of I plus 1 position you need to take with temp. So here what happening, a temp value, it's in a and temporary variable I'm taking, so currently I value is what? 1. So 134 is that, that's 134, it's going to where? Temporary. Okay. And this a of I plus 1, It's now A of value minus 78, it comes here. So first time 12 that's 134 and minus 78 and then 96, is it? So first time when it is I value 0. So 0 means what happened? You compare with A of 0 greater than A of 1. Condition is false. So condition, so 12 greater than 134 false. So the values are like this. Now when becomes I value 1? That is A of 1 value. So A of 1 value is 134. 134 greater than A of 5 plus 1, that's minus 78. So condition is true. If condition is true, I need to interchange minus 78 here, 134 here. Okay. So to interchange these values, so 134 should come here, means I need to take a temporary variable. Take 134 in a temporary variable. A of I value, that's now I value is 1. Take in temporary. A of I value will get with A of I plus 1, minus 78 will come here. And then A of I plus 1, that is A of 2 value should come with 134. Then 96. Now finally I value 2. That is second position. I value becomes 2. So there is 134 is there now. So 134 will compare with 96. So 134 greater than 96 true. Then interchange. Minus 78. Then becomes 96. And become 134. Again A of 3. So A of 3, if A of 3 greater than A of 4, this condition is true. So can you get A of 3 greater than A of 4? I cannot get A of 4 value since the array elements are up to 0, 1, 2, 3. So I cannot get A of 4 value. So I should get with A of 5 plus 1. Let's say A of size minus. So here size means how? 4 elements. So I need compare up to 3 elements only. I need compare 0, 1, 2. I am not comparing A of 3. Why? Means if A of 3 greater than A of 4, it's an array index bound error. I cannot take A of 4 value. There is no A of 4. So this A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3. So we don't have A of 4 value. So for that we need to repeat the loop up to how many times? I equal to 0. A dot size means how much will get? A dot size means 4 element. 4 minus 1, 3. So 3 means how many times it repeats? For 0, 1, 2. So 3 times loop repeats. So for that I am writing A dot size minus 1. A dot size means how many elements will get? 4. 4 minus 1, 3. So now this loop repeats for 0, 1 and 2. Okay. Now execute the logic. Now we'll get what? The biggest element. Now biggest element where is existing? System.debug. Element is where is existing? At which position? A dot size minus 1. A dot size means what? Sorry, we'll get A of size minus 1. A dot size means how much you'll get? 4. 4 minus 1, 3. So A of 3 value final will get the biggest element. So at A of 3 value will get minus 30. That's 134 will get. Like this. The loop. So that's 1 is the good sum. Take the system.debug. Select integer. Execute highlighted. It's closing bracket. Execute highlight. Alt tab. ಇವಾಗ only. That's biggest element is 134. That. So we have taken array elements, 4 elements. A dot says 4 minus 1, 3. 3 times I need loop repeats. After repeating 3 times, so you are getting the biggest element. Similarly, I want to sort the elements. Same logic, we need to repeat that. How to sort the elements? The same logic, you need to repeat one more time. That's nothing but the sorting of elements. Try for the big sorting of the elements. If not, I'll explain. Any doubts here? This is swapping logic. So I need to interchange the values. So here what you've done, that's an installation of values, decision statements. So we are again the for loops, that is in loops. Then we went to arrays. The advantage of arrays is what? Advantage is to process with single variable name. If array concept is not there, what happen? I need to declare all the variable names and a equal to 1 to be like that. All variables have to declare and assign the values. Then I need to print the values. It's a difficult process to print and assign the values. Then we came with an arrays concepts with a single variable name I can declare. So A is in a single variable name. With single variable name, you can process the elements. To print the elements, so I can use a dot size is a method which gives the size of an array, and I minus minus it's less than in the decreasing order. I want to print the values. And I want to array installation, new integer. These are all array elements. It's an integer array, string array, decimal, date, or whatever may be the data types. Print the values. And to find the biggest element in array, so array has some 4 elements. Now check it. So check 12 with 134. If not, if greater than, interchange. Like that, you are interchanging the values. And tomorrow we'll see about the OOPS concepts, object-oriented programming. The OOPS concepts we'll see. So while coming to the class, first read the OOPS concepts. Then we can discuss that. Compulsory the OOPS concepts are before going to OOPS concepts. Just you have seen the basics, the programming basics. Tomorrow the OOPS concepts. So please read the OOPS concepts and search in the Google. What are the OOPS concepts? Inheritance, polymer, something, whatever it may be, read. And we'll write the programs there. Next development class on Monday. Tomorrow are you able to come? Saturday? No. Tomorrow on Monday. Don't have the other. So how many are there? How many don't want the class on Saturdays? No, the 7 o'clock again I am having the class. Change the timing on Saturday. No, that's stop it.